morning. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hope you guys are having a good holiday season.
Just starting.
I
Yeah,
got parties up wazoo to go to.
because
No,
it's because you're a popular guy.
I like parties.
You didn't invite me, Michael.
Oh,
No.
Scott, are you in Colorado these days for the holidays, or are you in Puerto Rico right now?
Yes, Colorado.
Nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
Good on you. Please.
I think, Scott, I think you're going to have some competition for that award next year because I saw there's a guy who got 100 frontline agents this year.
Oh, really? Well, that's great.
Yeah.
I'm right now, but I can't talk right now. I'm muted. Sorry.
Are we waiting for Tom?
Yes, he is jumping on shortly.
Oh, okay.
He's on here twice.
Yes, he is. We can't get enough of that shirt.
All right, everybody. Good afternoon. Good morning. Welcome to Power Hour Agent Attraction Calls. We do this every first and third Tuesday, first and third Tuesdays of every month. And we're going to end up the year with a very VIP guest. Mr. Scott Lewis is my sponsor. Proud to call him a friend, business partner, a mentor to me. And for those who don't know Scott, he in EXPCon in Miami, he won the award for the agent who attracted the most front line agents in all of, I think now 88,000 agents within EXP. Okay. So, Scott, say hello to the crew. We usually get a good crew on here, and we'll see if we approach at least 25 today, but doesn't matter, right? You always said whoever shows up are the most important people in the room because they're getting the knowledge while others are not, right?
That's right. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you, Tom and Marissa. I see a lot of familiar faces here this morning. You'll have to forgive me. I am pretty droggy. I've got a lot going on in the allergy department this morning. I don't know what it is, so I've got to get a little more coffee in me. But
well, if you just step away to get some coffee, go get it, man. I'll hold down the fort while you're here. By the way, Dan Hilsman was our guest speaker 2 weeks ago. Dan's now on the call, so welcome back, Dan.
Oh,
Good to
Dan's
see you here, man.
Good to see you, Dan.
So we do this. Yeah, we do these calls, and believe it, all of our calls are open to everybody. Sometimes we get our friendly competitors who also agent attractors jumping on these calls, Scott. So, we're here to deliver value to everyone. So I think, without further ado, we're gonna get right into it. I've prepared a few questions for you. Nothing you can't handle. They could be a fastball, but for you, Scott, it's a straight ball right down the middle, man. Easy. No curveballs at all.
I know you, man. You probably got a knuckleball in there somewhere.
I got a knuckle in there as well. Yes, sirree. So why don't we start with this? Just for everyone to understand, just for Scott to understand who's in the audience, in the chat, folks, please type in the city, the city you're coming in from, so Scott has an idea of who the audience is. And if you are a leader, what is it called? A leader, a beta, an alpha, what's the other one? Dick Lee, help me out. What are the four levels of agent attraction? Type it in there as well if you'd like.
Yep. Builder. Alpha,
Builder.
builder, leader, beta.
Builder, leader, beta, alpha. Go ahead and type it in there so Scott understands who's in the audience. This call is all about agent attraction. And then Scott, why don't we just sort of share with everyone your background, so that people get to know you a little bit. This call is being recorded. It will be edited by Samantha, who's my executive assistant on this call, and then we will post it on our YouTube channel. Over to you, Scott. Tell us about your background and how'd you got into real estate and how'd you come to EXP and how's it going for the past 10 years now, I think.
Well, I was born 27 years ago, and no, I'm just kidding. I've been an entrepreneur my entire life. I grew up on a farm in West Texas. I was son of a cotton farmer, 4 generations. I grew up in a town called Post, Texas, which was founded by C.W. Post of Post cereals, believe it or not. And when I was 6 years old, my dad bought a boot, and he bought a block of wood about this big, and he duct taped that block of wood to the bottom of my boot and put me on the tractor. And I felt like I spent my whole life on the tractor growing up.
Wow.
That
is a cool story. I never heard of that one before.
Yeah, I started working, in the farm when I was a little bitty guy. I was never really around people much. I saw my dad, my uncle, my mom, my dad, and my brother, and Royce, who ran the corner store at the cotton gin, and a few other farmers. And that was my life growing up. Obviously, went to school, started playing sports. But I remember as a kid just dreaming, man, if I can ever figure out a way to get out of this small town, I'm going to do it. And when I was 17, I graduated from high school. The next morning, I packed my bags and I moved out. And I started my first business. I sold my first business when I graduated from college. For multiple six figures. I built a vending business while I was going to school at Texas Tech University in Lubbock, Texas. My roommates would run my vending routes for me, and that's how they would pay their rent.
That's awesome.
And so I sold that and invested into a product that we patented that was a Velcro back support belt that had suspenders on it. I don't know if you guys remember or saw those, but that was my company. We sold those worldwide.
Wow.
And I was a millionaire by the age of 27. I thought, man, life is going to be simple and easy. I moved to Houston, Texas. I sold that company. I invested everything I had in an exotic animal game park in Houston, Texas, and we were crushing it. And on September the 24th, 1996, it rained about 80 inches in 3 days in Houston, Texas, and I lost everything. And I went from being a multimillionaire to being absolutely broken in debt at the age of 29. And my lesson from that was, number one, don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? And number two, was, you never, it doesn't matter where you're at, you can lose it all in a heartbeat. And so just be grateful and happy with what you have today. Some things you can't control. I started a marketing company when I was 31 called Unicorn Marketing, and I did marketing on the PGA, senior PGA and LPGA tour for 7 years, traveling the country doing events for the PGA and General Motors. That was a lot of fun. I then sold that business and started a manufacturing company called Sunjoy Corporation. And Sunjoy Corporation, we manufactured outdoor products. You may remember the company. They sold a lot of products in Target and Walmart, and we made all kinds of outdoor products, patented 4 or 5 products. And then China started copying products. Our market started shrinking, and we sold that product. I went through transition in my life there. Moved to San Antonio, Texas. 2 boys, got remarried, and was on a yacht in the Caribbean with someone you guys might know, the name of Rob Flick. And we were right outside of Tortola, just hanging out, having a good time. And my wife, my ex-wife now, good friend of hers, called her and said he had a Century 21 for sale, and it was a fire sale. He was in a serious bind, and he needed to sell it. And I had too many rum and coke that morning, and I bought it. I flew back to San Antonio, and I was in the real estate business. So there you go. How many people you know that got in real estate business? And I knew nothing about real estate, absolutely nothing. I had bought and sold some houses. I had some commercial investment properties, but I knew nothing about the real estate world, real estate business. I walked into an office with 180 agents, and I grew that Century 21 to about 300 agents, and I absolutely hated it.
Okay. So
Say,
then what
why?
happened?
People say, why did you hate it? I hated it because, number one, I thought the franchise model was the stupidest thing I'd ever seen in my life. I couldn't imagine why people would work as hard as real estate agents worked and give away their money to this flag or this company that did absolutely nothing really in return.
Got it.
And every single month we sent them hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I didn't get it. I didn't like it. But what I did love, and I did, and still to this day, fell in love with real estate agents. I found my people, because real estate agents are hardworking, like I was.
Yeah.
They're entrepreneurs, they're visionaries. No 2 real estate agents ever work the same. No 2 models are the same. I could sit down with every single one of you. And we could map out what you do in your business, and not one of your businesses would be the same.
Right.
Not one of them. Right. And so I got excited about that, Tom. I got excited about helping real estate agents. And so I was really getting out of the real estate business. I was in the oil and gas business at the time. I'd also started my own tequila, which I was having fun with. I got it. Excuse me, guys. I really apologize. I got a call from Rob Flick, who I'd met on that yacht, who was with Keller Williams and had been retired with Keller Williams for many years. He told me his story, how he retired at Keller. And he said he was coming out of retirement for this company called EXP. And I said, is exactly what I said. As long as it's not real estate, Rob, I'm interested.
All right. So how did it get your attention? Because we all get that. We all get that today. We're recruiting, right? I'm good. I'm not interested. I'm good. I'm not interested. So then what?
So because he had credibility with me, and we had worked together, I gave him enough time to listen to what he was showing me, and the light bulb clicked off on inside. I saw it. I got it. And I said, this is a game changer, because this is for the agents. This benefits the agents.
Yep.
And so as you know, we built a very large team here at EXP. I moved to Puerto Rico. Really took about 1.5 years, 2 years off, and I wasn't really sure what I was going to do. and all roads led back to real estate. I started my team, which is LGI, Legacy Group International. But before I did that, and this is probably what's the most important thing you'll learn this morning, one of the hardest things I ever did in my life is I called and I interviewed 250 agents that had quit or left DXP.
Okay.
And it was incredibly difficult, but I wanted to know why people were leaving. I wanted to know what they were missing. I wanted to know what it was that they were not getting here. And so anybody want to take a stab at what the number one reason was why people left?
Go ahead, Keith.
Support. No, wait, let me retract that, Scott, sorry. No business. They were expecting leads.
You got it right the first time.
You got it right the first time, support.
So number one reason, was support. The number two reason was they weren't getting enough business. And so you got them both right. And they just quit the business or the industry completely. They just left, right? They left real estate because they were forced out. And so if we're going to do this, we need to bridge the gap between ZXP. We know is great for people that have a lot of influence. It's great for people that already have a big business. It's really awesome for people that already had a foundation. But where it struggled was for agents that were needing mentorship. They were needing coaching, they were needing training, they were needing that hands-on. And so at LGI, we built a system on our team and we don't particularly recruit new agents. We'll take one every once in a while, but we look for those agents that I call it, they're in no man's land. They're in the fat middle, whatever you want to call them. But they're doing $1 million, $5 million a year, and they're struggling, So they're part-time, or they've got a spouse that makes a lot of money, and so they don't have to make as much money, but most of them want to make more money. And so we interview agents, and we just say, hey, where are you? And what are you looking to accomplish? What are your goals? And it sounds pretty simple. And it is simple. And I always did that before when I was recruiting DXP. But I was never able to really show them a way where I was confident that we could move them through that and out of it. Wow. Agents don't care what you say anymore. Mm-hmm. Agents have heard all the lies from every broker. It's just noise to them when you're talking. You have to be able to show them a way to win. You have to sit and when I say show them, I mean pull your computer screen and share with them something where they can see it that gives them a route to success and a route to revenue. If you don't have that in this world, in this market, and with all the competition, not only outside of EXP, but inside EXP, you may get people a little bit excited, but then they're going to go join someone else at EXP that can show them that, and you're going to lose them. And so I got tired of losing people. I was in Puerto Rico. I couldn't get face to face with them anymore. So I had to build a way to show them how we could get them out of where they are to where they're going to go. And that's pretty much what we've done, Tom.
Scott, that's pretty, you connected the dots there. I think for a lot of us, certainly for me, is that's why, you and I and the likes of Dick Lee and Dan Hilsman, we're busy doing three-way calls because our team relies on us to do the three-way calls to do what? to not only tell, but show and tell. Right. And so that is huge. If you want to attract, be the number one attractor, that's what Scott Lewis just said. You got to show them what it means to be more productive. You got to show them what it means when you say you're going to give them more support. You got to show them where they can get to the training, how to access it, who is doing it, not just tell, but show. Scott, your team is new, right? Your sales team is new with this support thing, right? Relatively new, about 2 years or so, right? Two and a half
Almost
years,
3 years.
almost 3 years.
It took about a year to really build it and get it going.
Yep.
I would recommend for anyone that is thinking about starting a team, it'd be much better to go find a team where you can lock arms with somebody that already has some of those things in place. This is a team sport. It's impossible to do it by yourself.
Yep.
You got to surround yourself with some good people if you really want to attract and recruit. They need to see that they've got that support and those and all those different things. I mean, at this point now, and I mean, and I don't tell you this to overwhelm you, because any of you can go out and find somebody that can help you do this. um, LGI team is one of those places. If you wanted to lock arms with LGI, we do have ways to do that. I know Tom and Marissa have a team. You can lock arms with them and their team. There are other people out there. If you don't, relate to Tom and Marissa or me or someone else, then go find somebody that has a team. But you need some core ingredients. Number one, you got to have a lead generation system for people. You got to have a way that they can, get business. You've got to have onboarding support. We created a program called Ready, Aim, Fire, Tom.
Mhm.
And so our team operates around the framework of Ready, Aim, Fire. Ready is all about recruiting, attraction, and tension. And well, that's an acronym. I obviously don't have it memorized, but I
Oh,
know
I
what
like
it
that.
is.
Say that again. Ready is.
Recruiting, attraction, and bringing people in.
Got
And
it.
and then AIM is activation, integration, and motivation, right?
Mhm.
So activation is making sure that you've got people that get them activated into all the different systems that are available. You don't have time to do it all. You don't even have time to learn it all, right? So you need someone that can help you with that. EXP is not going to do that, right? They don't, there's too much, and they don't have the bandwidth to do it for every single person that comes on board. So you could do it for a little while in the beginning, but you need to get them activated into all the, because they're overwhelmed when they come here. They're totally overwhelmed with all the different things that are available. We have all the things at EXP, and then we have everything that we have for them at LGI, and it's a lot, right? So we spend a full 4 to 6 hours activating them into all of the different elements that are available, right? And then integration is not only getting them acclimated, but then it's making sure they're using the ones that fit their business. So you've got to take the time to dig into who they are, what they want, and then you've got to integrate them into those things that are really going to change their business, that are giving them the things that they are looking for. And then motivation is, they all need a coach. They need an accountability partner. They need a running buddy. They're not going to make it on their own, and they're not going to do it on their own. So you've got to connect them with someone that you're holding accountable, that's holding those people accountable, and making sure they're doing all the things that they need to be doing. So that's from high level. I'm motivating a team of people that we have found that are coaches, mentors that we like to use. We have about 9 or 10 of them, and they're motivated. They meet with agents once a week, every single week. They have a roadmap. We have a form that holds them accountable. We know where every single one of our agents are. We know what they're doing. We know what their goals are, and we hold those agents accountable, and we motivate them. We have a team meeting once a week, every single week, and we expect them to show up. And then fire is what the agent does, right? They take all of that information. We get them ready. We show them how to take aim. We load the bullets for them. We give them the leads. All they got to do is pull the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the system we have built that is working. And when we show agents that system, that process, they join almost all the time. And we're not talking about EXP. We're not talking about revenue share. We're not talking about the stock that they get. We're talking about their business and how we're going to build, not how they're going to build, how we are going to build their business if they're lucky enough and fortunate enough to get to work with us.
Wow. Totally different perspective there. Who's listening to this and thinking, oh my goodness, my list to do in 2026 just got compounded by 10x. That's right, Alan. That's right, Dan. I love it. Samantha's taking notes. So Samantha, you will turn all this into notes that we can share on our YouTube and our webpage for everyone if you're not taking notes. Scott, in the chat, I prepared 5 questions for you. I don't really necessarily need to answer them in order, but if you have other, this is your hour, man. We've only got, believe it or not, only 33 minutes left here. And so I just want to, these are the questions I thought about asking you. How did you reboot 3 years ago? Walk us through your exact daily and weekly agent attraction operating systems, what you do, what you delegate, and what should a brand new or a relaunching EXP agent do in the next or the first 90 days if they want to start with agent attraction? That's question number 1. I'll go through it all, then you take it from there, man. Question number 2 is from connector to closer. You said you were never a great recruiter, just a great connector. I believe you told me that. Who booked appointments and let others do the heavy lifting. You got Rob Flick on the call. You got Gene Frederick on the call. You got Glenn Sanford on the call if you needed to, right? Can you break down that process step by step? If there's scripts you want to point this to, cool. If there's tools you want to point to, cool. So that's from connector to closer. And these days, maybe you're the closer, so you can tell us, if we needed you for a powerhouse, what do we need to do? What are the best practices? Number 3, mastery that attracts agents. You often talked about master something and they'll find you. You just said it right now. Give them the support, show them the support, and they will find you. Is your team doing open houses? Are some of them on YouTube? What are the specialties that they're doing? Rather than being a generalist, that's part of number 3 is what have you mastered and what you'd recommend us to do. Number 4 is you lead a massive organization, right? A huge organizations, 5, 6, 7,000 agents. What are the 3 biggest mistakes leaders like Dick Lee, who's a beta, Dan Hillsman, I think, is a beta or an alpha, and even I, who's an alpha. What are the biggest mistakes that we make in agent attraction, and how would you suggest we avoid those in the future? And the last question is playing the long game in a tough market, in a shifting market where agents are scared or struggling, especially now during the year end. What are the conversations you're having with your new recruits or with your organization, your revenue share organization, that keeps them engaged for the long term? That's it, man. Over to you.
That's a lot of questions.
I know. And I'll go back to, but it's a conversational style. We got 30 minutes left.
Yeah, probably, well, the number one reason I think agents fail in recruiting is they really make two mistakes. Number one, they assume or they think that they know what the agent on the other side wants or is looking for.
Yeah.
And they assume that they know how to help them with something that maybe they don't even want help with. Right. And the second thing that, and I have 3 or 4 people now that are helping and recruiting on our team. So when an agent joins our team, they have to talk to at least 4 people. If they don't talk to 4 people, they can't come on board. So they've had to have at least 4 conversations. So we put them through a process, right? But if they go through that process, they join every time. If they have full 4 conversations, we're not recruiting them. That's the, we're not trying to sell them something. We're definitely not trying to talk them into something. We share notes and we listen intently to what it is that they're trying to accomplish. And then we show them how we are going to do that for them.
Got it.
And we don't assume that they want to retire in 4 years. We don't assume that they're attracted to our stock. We don't assume that they need more leads. We don't assume any of that. We simply interview and ask questions. And then, so I see Eric on here. So if I'm interviewing Eric, I said, Eric, well, let's just play a little role play. Eric, where are you from?
Charleston, West Virginia.
How long you been in real estate?
Uh, Started in real estate with my father back in about 1981. Didn't know what I was doing, put me on a job, and I went to work.
81. I love that picture in the background. Are you a fly fisherman?
Oh, brother, take me there. It'd be just fantastic. That's a picture out in Montana. I'm direct descendants of Lewis and Clark, and they navigated those rivers, so it's near and dear to me.
Dude, you need to come see me. I can fish in my backyard here.
Scott does
Fish.
fly fishing in his backyard.
You got brown, rainbow.
Yes, sir.
Are they stocked?
Yeah, I caught about a 24-incher last week.
Just give me your address. I'll be there and we'll talk shop.
So you've been in real estate 24 years?
Yeah, it was a secondary business for me for a long time. My father and I, we developed some industrial parks and I made it full-time real estate for me about 5 years ago, 4 years ago. Yes, sir.
So what is it that keeps you going? What's your secret to success?
Perseverance.
Yeah, ups and downs, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So how, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rank your business overall?
I would
Just
say I
be
have to
honest,
put
be
it,
honest. It's just me and you talking.
yeah,
Just
I would
pretend that.
say I'm talking just to you. I would say that candidly put it to a 5. I do land entitlement deals that take 18 to 24 months to get across the finish line. I've got one particular deal that's been held in escrow now, the documents for 31 days.
Oh, wow.
And today, I'm told that the wire is coming. If it doesn't come today, we're rescinding.
Oh boy.
What I've been doing takes a long time to build the revenues that I need to put some really serious wind at my sails. And I've built the closings. I've got several closings scheduled. So I've been doing, I started a business all over again because I left a brokerage that kept my portfolio. They kept about $120 million worth of listing portfolio that I had built. So I had to start all over. But I knew that when I came here, I could achieve my value, then exceed it. I didn't know how far I could exceed it. I know that today, the future for me is a 10 plus. It is a 10 plus. And I'm committed to
So
see that through.
when you say it's a 10 plus, I'm sorry to interrupt you right there. What makes it a 10 plus?
The platform itself, the network itself, the people here, the training, the tools, the accountability that we have if you plug in and show up. Everything that you've talked about so far, I can think of 40 people that should be on this call today that I've invited to this call today, and they're not here on this call today, and they keep having a problem networking and growing their transactions because they don't show up. So EXP doesn't work if you don't show up. And so I continually want to engage and show up, and I see that this network will allow me to use my skill sets, what I have, to really truly exceed something I've never done before in my life. And I know that 2026 will be that year for me.
It's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. And we'll talk fly fishing some more.
Yeah. So this is kind of an interesting conversation because you're at a place where you're excited and you're engaged, right? So at this point, you know, if I was having this conversation and he was at Keller Williams, right, I would probably get off the phone and stop the conversation because I just realized from my side that he believes 100% that he's going to get everything that he wants right where he's at. So, I mean, I could dig and probe a little bit more, or I could get on the phone with somebody else. I would choose to get on the phone with somebody else. Now, that doesn't happen, but maybe 1 in 100 phone calls. Because most people, when they say five, they say to five, they don't say they have a 10 coming. They say they're a five and they don't know how they're going to get to 10. Now, what I could do with Eric right now is spin this thing and go in a conversation, and I could coach him how to start getting his people to show up, and I could help him with recruiting those people, right? And have conversations with them that are different. But as far as helping him with his real estate business, he thinks he's got everything he needs. So I'd make a little note and I would say, Eric, so you think by the end of this year, your business will be at a 10?
I could answer that question maybe in an hour and have some wind in my sails.
Yeah.
I did have 9 people on my coffee huddle Monday, and I had 19 last week, training, teaching, the onboarding support, agent attraction. I didn't have an acronym at Ready, Aim, Fire, but I'm simply trying to cut, copy, and paste of what the great Tom and Marissa are doing so that we're discipleships of the same. And you just keep adding to that. Keith taught me, Tom taught Keith, and we're learning together.
So you're we're talking about two different things because you're talking about your attraction business and growing. I'm talking about selling real estate.
Yeah,
Right.
my selling of real estate is growing through my attraction. It's really unique. I didn't see that coming with EXP. No one
Yeah.
told me to expect that, but my volume is increasing because of the agent attraction effort as well.
Yeah. That's awesome.
I'm in
So
commercial real estate, by the way. I'm not in residential.
yeah, I got it. I got it. Yeah. And so again, in that conversation, uh, I would make a note. You think your business is going to be a 10, and I would put a note in there to call you in December of next year. And we would see if your business truly was a 10, right? I wouldn't push. I wouldn't try to close you. I would keep the friendship alive. I'd I'd probably send you a picture of a rainbow trout a couple of times this year, just to keep some conversation going.
Yeah.
But I would not, I would not push any further. And again, you're building relationships, but I'm looking for a want, need, or a desire, and I continue to let them talk until I find that. And so, who in here who has a want, need, or desire that? Well, let's do it a different way, Tom.
Yeah.
Let's just say they come on board, and you're having that conversation, and they say, I'm a 5, and I'm just not getting enough business, right? Or I'm not getting enough leads. That's typically what you hear, right? Either I don't have enough leads, I don't have enough business. I mean, people don't tell you they don't have an exit strategy. right? They might not tell you, well, they may tell you I'm just not getting enough support, which is pretty common. But the bottom line is when 1 to 10, where's your business? It's usually a 7. That's usually what they tell you. And from that 7, I simply say, what would make it a 10? It's a really simple question, right? And we can all use that. But honestly, what would make it a 10? If they're a 7 and they want to be a 10 and they tell you, this is what I'd like to do to make it a 10, that's really that's when you're at the crossroads. That's the most important part of the conversation. Excuse me.
Yep.
And what I've found that most, I won't call them rookie recruiters, but most
Unseasoned.
unseasoned, they think that's their opportunity to share with that person how much they know. They think it's an opportunity to throw up on the person and tell them how great they are. Or they think it's an opportunity to, oh, well, I can help you with that. and then show them everything you can do. For me, that's the opportunity to set the hook. So if you use a fishing analogy, they got to want, they got to need, they got to desire. And you may have to ask 3 times to get the true want, need, or desire. They typically don't tell you the real truth the first time. The second time's a little bit of fluff. The third time, if you ask it the right way, is when you get an emotional response. And you're looking for an emotional response, something that you can tell where they're feeling it. You can tell.
Yeah, you
Right.
can. Yeah, you can. You can
right.
tell
You
when
can
it's a
tell,
surface level answer versus a deep, meaningful answer.
yeah, well, yeah, if I don't close the deal next month, we're going to move out of the house.
Yeah.
That's a real emotional response, right?
Right.
Really having a hard time figuring out how I'm going to put Johnny in college, and he graduates from high school in 2 years.
Yeah, no one says that to a stranger.
No.
No one even says that to a new friend.
But that's what I'm looking for. I'm digging for that, right? And that's why you've got to talk about fly fishing in the beginning or whatever, you find that common ground so you can build some rapport and get some real meat.
Yeah.
But when I set that hook, what am I going to do? That's the most important part. I'm going to take that fishing pole, right? And I'm going to hand it to somebody else. I'm not going to try to reel them in. I'm going to say, man, you know what? I can show you exactly how we do that. If I've got someone you need to meet, or I've got someone you need to talk to that can show you the systems, or I've got someone that we can talk to that's an expert in that. Really want to dig in. That's a longer conversation than I have right now. I'd love to get in more detail with you, but I'm going to get the expert on the call with us. So there's no question in your mind, Susie, that when we get off the phone, that we can show you how, as a team, we can make that happen for you. And then I'm gonna edify Tom or Susie or whoever I'm gonna put on the phone with, and I'm gonna schedule that.
Got it. That's good stuff, man.
Because I don't want to be the closer. I don't want to be the one doing the heavy lifting. I want them to see a bigger picture than just me. And I want them to buy in with more time.
Yeah.
I want them to buy in with that second appointment. And remember, the only thing you're selling, and the most important acronym you will ever learn in recruiting, you can write this down. It's BAMFAM. I bet you Dan Hillsman knows what that means.
Wait a minute, give me that again.
Bam fam.
Oh, yeah, set appointment after appointment. Wait a minute. Yeah,
Book a
from
meeting from a
appointment to
meeting.
set appointment.
Book a meeting from a meeting.
Yeah, there you go.
Same thing. And that honestly, that when I'm coaching with my people, that's really all I'm talking about. Because they'll say, well, I got so and so, I think they're going to join. I said, did you bam fam them? Well, no, you're not getting them.
Yeah.
Period. You ain't getting them because you lost posture.
Yep.
You lost control. If you didn't set the next appointment, you wasted all of that time you spent talking to them.
Scott, I got a question on that one. So I did a three-way call with Eric's crew, Eric Clark's crew last week, and it was my first time meeting this rock star, icon status type agent, and I did my darnest to bam fam at the very end, and she would not give in. She goes, "Let me get back to you. Let me get back to you." And I even said, Scott, I'm a coach, I'm a mentor, I'm a trainer, and I train my team to book a meeting from a meeting. And I would be doing my team a disservice and you a disservice if I didn't get you on my calendar because it's how important you are to me, whether it be a day from now, a week from now. And I did my darndest. I asked at least 3 times because I'm a salesman. I got 3 no's and then I stopped. And then I left it up to our team to book it, and they still haven't booked it. Suggestions on there, man.
That's frustrating. I mean, we've all had that happen, I mean, the bottom line is you got to know. I mean, and so what do you do with a no? You move on, right?
Yeah.
You go to the next. We all get no's. And that's the way I look at a call. If I'm and it's any meeting. It's not just the first call. It's not the second call.
Yeah.
It's every single meeting until they're totally onboarded. And with our team, if they don't, if I don't give them something to come back to and get a commitment from them, I gotta know. And that's the way I look at it.
Even
But
after I onboard him, Scott, I have to book a meeting from a meeting. After I onboard him, I said, okay, can you please get with Alex, my executive assistant, and Marissa to get you to the next meeting? And then after Alex finishes, they're already onboarded. Hey, let's make sure you get to the state meeting. Hey, let's make sure you get this, that, the other.
what
right?
what was her name?
Huh?
What was her name?
What was her name on Eric's team?
No, the lady you were trying to book another meeting with.
I know, I forget.
I'm looking.
Okay. See, so let's say her name was Susie. So sometimes if you can put a little humor in it, like
Yep.
what I might say is, Susie, I really need your help here. We got a problem. Since what's the problem? I'm turning purple. What do you mean you're turning purple? I'm gonna hold my breath until you come back to another meeting, and I'm probably not gonna happen. So we're in trouble because I know if we don't book another meeting, you and I aren't gonna talk again. So, and I really don't like being purple. So, I need your help here. We need to book another call so I don't blow up here from lack of oxygen.
I like that. Add some humor, but get the point across. Dick Lee, do you want to say something before you took off?
No, I just want to say thank you for the call. Thank you for everything you guys do. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year. I have a fam call now from a call that came from my Instagram. So if you guys want to hear it, I'd be happy to put it on speaker, but you guys got much better things to do than to hear me talk. So you guys peace
All right, man,
out,
go again.
and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Good to see you, Dick. Merry
Thank you,
Christmas.
Scott.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, man.
Yeah, I mean, just try to have fun with it, Tom. That's all you can do. You're not going to get them all, but we've all learned that if you don't give them enough reason, I mean, the truth is, you didn't find the want, need, or desire,
Yes.
and that and she didn't have enough confidence to feel like you could. Or maybe she didn't have one. Maybe she was Eric. Maybe she was 100% happy where she was at. Remember the gate of change. You just want to be there when their gate opens. If their gate's closed and got a deadbolt on it, yeah, you can go to Ace hardware store. You can buy a saw, and then you can drive back to the house. You can try to cut the lock off, but why? Just you're looking for people that are they're stuck, they're uncomfortable, they're unhappy, and there's
Yeah.
plenty of those, right? That's 80% of the agents. So why focus on the 20 that are going to be hard to get? Just accept your no, lick your wounds, and move on.
Right.
Can I interject a thought since I was on that
Yeah.
three-way?
Go ahead,
So
Eric.
Tom tried to get the BAM fam and it didn't work. So then he was the three-way after I'd already had a couple of contacts, right? So now I've gone back and I've got her scheduled for a call next week that Tom doesn't know about yet. So the follow-up came from me because I had said it before. We didn't get the follow-up that we wanted, but we'll get it again later. So that came back to me to follow up.
Beautiful.
So the question for Scott is, well, I did my darnest. Obviously, I couldn't connect Scott, or Eric. Who's doing that follow up with you next, right? Because you shouldn't be the one that's closing them. Remember, you got the hook. You're supposed to hand off that to somebody else.
But Scott knows sometimes the trout comes off and then you can get it again, the very same fish on the very same lead. It does happen.
Yeah,
It's all about how you present the fly.
that's right. That's right.
That's right.
So, Tom, I have about 10 more minutes here.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody has some questions.
So yeah, we got some questions in the chat, Scott. Let's do here. I think you might have answered it already, but we'll read all the questions. What do you say to someone you were trying to bring over and they signed with someone else?
Good riddance.
Good riddance, yeah.
I don't do that. You never, I mean, I've been in this business for 10 years. I've got people coming back to me from 6, 7, 8, 9 years ago that now reach out and say, man, I should have listened, or man, I should have never left, or, because I was nice to them on the way out and I agreed to help and support them no matter what. So I always just say, man, I understand, I think you're making a mistake, but it's your life, your decision. I'm here for you, and I support you 100%. Let's keep in touch.
Yep. Then there's a question. What is your organization size, your rev share organization, and then how many people in your sales team, your LGI team, and do you make calls to off agents personally to try to get them to stay? And what do you say if you do? Go ahead. Let's hand out that question. And then Dan Hillsman got a question.
About 7,000 on my revenue share team. I think we're pushing 350 now on the LGI team. What do I say to people that have left? I mean,
no,
honestly,
try to get them to stay. Like they're about that. You get the notice that they're offboarding, but they're not 100% offboarded yet. Maybe
it's too late.
It's too late. Yep.
You lost them. You should have paid attention or got that done before they made that decision.
Yep.
I've never been successful at getting people not to leave once they've made the decision.
The support wasn't there or something. You didn't really get to understand their needs, wants, desires, right? Okay, gotcha. All right. Dan, go ahead, man.
Thank you, Scott. We appreciate your time today. To purpose the question, rocking my shoes been FLQA. I've bounced around from 20. At one point, I'm grateful for this. I had 21. I dropped all the way to 6. So what a great life lesson. Learned so much from that drop that it was super valuable, super painful, but super valuable. Today I'm right at 20 again. I think I was at 20 to 25. Been bouncing around. So I say all that to say I have in the last couple of years. Found a couple of teams that I recruit to. I do not have a team. Considered it. Looked at your model. Know the 5% or what. I know a little bit about what you're doing. and we had a brief conversation at EXPCon. But the last resort for me is really to start a team, or maybe I will. I did write down go find a team lead. But with all that said, looking to recruit to different teams, that's working fairly well. Might be a little, I don't really have to have control, but it's still just a little bit of unknown as what's going on because they're not with my team. I guess from listening to you today, I could do a little bit better on, hey, they don't have to be on my team, and I could still follow up and be of more help than I've currently been. Do you allow agents at EXP to attract to your team, or what does that look like, or what are your thoughts for someone in a position like that's wake up, FLQA is the main focus of my business for 7+ years.
We do allow agents to recruit to our team. They have to sign a blood contract, but I mean, we're incredibly careful about who we let into our team, mainly because of the culture that we're creating. We certainly can have that conversation, Dan, offline here if you wanted to have that conversation. You know, the truth of the matter is, you've got to have. It's not about recruiting to a team. The team is the byproduct. You got to have a way to recruit agents to something that's bigger than just you, or let's just say you are an incredible referral agent, right? And you've built your entire business on referrals. Then you need to go out and build some marketing that attracts those agents that are interested in building a referral business, which now you've limited your business, but at least you are focusing on those people that you can directly benefit because you've got the answer for their problem. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. I do have a lot of the pieces. I use Kinder System, and Jay and Mike Reese are Mike Reese, Jay Kinder are my sponsors.
Yep.
So, I got the lead gen, I got the onboarding support. I've got a lot of the pieces, and it's not me, it's really them. And I've built a little pro tip to everybody out here. Whatever level of success I have, I've built on edifying other people. And I can totally relate to it's not me. It's like, let me get you in touch with so and so. I'll get in touch with you to talk to you about your team.
210-279-5087.
210-279-5087.
5087. Yeah.
All right.
I appreciate that.
There's one more question there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. One more question, then Scott. Usually I wrap up the call, wish everyone the happy holidays. You're gonna do it this time. You're gonna fire us up because I want to hear from you too. Last question in there is I work with a lot of brokers, operations directors as their project manager, and the common thread is being the grown up in the room for everything transaction related. The question is, where do you feel the most friction right now? Is it managing the sales volume or managing the variability of how things get done? I think you're trying to say multitasking, making time for all things on the agenda. So back to you, Scott, and then close it out.
Delegate. That's it. I mean, you just learn to delegate. You surround yourself with other leaders, this is a team sport. You're not, if you're trying to do this all by yourself, good luck. I mean, good luck. It's you need a team. You need a group of people that do, just on our team at LGI. And again, this took 3 years to build. I'm not recommending build a team, but to be able to attract on to almost any want, need, or desire, which I think we've identified all of them. I think we can attract to all of them. We have 5 full-time VAs. We have 3 full-time recruiters. We have a team leader. We have an education director. We have 9 coaches. We have a full-time CRM. We have a marketing person. We have an ops person. I mean, it's a massive organization,
Wow.
right? So And again, don't be overwhelmed by that. You don't need all of that because you don't need to be able to try to recruit everyone. You just need to, but you do need, if you're going to recruit outside of what you do really well, like if you're a commercial agent, you can recruit and you're very successful, then you can recruit other commercial agents all day long. But how are you going to create that brand new agent that wants to go into residential, right? You need, Keith's going, you're not, right? And so you need, but you need a team or you need a support group. So go out and find it, and just go out and join the room, be part of the room. Say, guys, I'd like to work with you, and I want to bring other people into this group for you guys to help mentor and support. And now you've got another piece that you can recruit to. But if you're sitting there and you're a commercial agent and you're trying to coach an agent that's residential on how to farm a neighborhood, good luck. They're going to see right through you. I promise you. They're going to ask a few questions, and they're going to know that you're not the person to help them. And then you go and start talking about rev share and all this. They don't care about all of that until you've told them how to win. And the most important thing, which is going to put bread on their table today, right? So you have to expand your network to be able to offer different solutions to different people, whether it's recruiting to a team or whether it's just connecting with other people and just working together with them. Say, hey, I'll help you recruit commercial, you help me recruit residential, and you just tell them we're a united team and we work together. You don't have to be a formal team to say you're a team. Matter of fact, Alan, Nanny, you and I are a team, right? You want to recruit and help me, I'll recruit and help you. You can call me anytime, right? Because we're teammates, we're brothers, we've known each other forever, right? I mean, it's that simple. Don't get hung up here in your head, right? And it's the most important reason to go to big events and meet other people. That you're not going there for yourself. You're going there to meet other people that will help you relate to other people and help you recruit other people because of those relationships that you built at those events.
Best example of that was at Build Boston last summer. And Tom introduces us not as team members, but business partners. I love that phrase.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you, everybody. We're ending Power Hour Agent Attraction. We'll see you on the first Tuesday of the new year back on this call. Scott,
Hey,
close it out, please.
Tom,
And then
I'd be remiss if I didn't tell everybody here. Tom and I and Gene Frederick are doing a recruiting event in Puerto Rico the end of January. And you want to really get the nuts and bolts of what we've built and really understand the details of how we've done all of this, come to Puerto Rico. It's cheap to get there. Flights are cheap. We got a great deal in the hotel. It's a cheap event. It's the end of the month. And register today. Well, I think you can register.
there it is. I just put it up there, Scott. See it?
Okay. And Keith Andrews, look at that. Look at that good looking guy up there.
Well, Keith commits. When he says he's going, he's going. He's the only one. If you are on this call and you've already committed and registered for Puerto Rico for this real estate growth summit, then text me and I will add you to the flyer. But go ahead, Scott, back to you. Gene Frederick is going to be there.
Hey, I got a question for you too.
Yep.
When I clicked your link and register, it says waiting for approval from somebody.
Yeah.
How long is that going to take?
A day or two. We do screen everybody. We have a policy: no jerks in Puerto Rico.
Well, I haven't been approved yet, and it's been almost a week.
Yeah, they're getting all that finalized. We just now finally got the hotel contract. It's the Hilton Gardens Condado.
Yeah. Hey, Scott, you got a better price than what we're finding online because they're up in the 400s a night. Are you trying to get something better?
Yeah, we do have something better, but those room blocks will be available hopefully by the end of today, Keith.
Okay, good. Thank you.
We hope.
Peace out, guys.
Peace out.
See you in Puerto Rico.
Thank you.
Come to
See you in Puerto Rico.
Rico.
Hopefully you guys can make it. There is an early bird. The early bird, I think, is just 149. If you do it now, if you wait, it's gonna go to 499.
No, 497, Tom.
497. Thank you, Keith.
Yeah.
Do not wait. The winners make a decision. Winners put themselves in a place to win. Gene Frederick is the godfather of agent attraction. He's the one who taught Scott Lewis, me, basically the best of the best in the business. He'll be there to help us with this real estate growth summit. And if you want to learn about the latest and greatest technology, about cryptocurrency and blockchain, Puerto Rico is where they all live. All the crypto bros, millionaires, billionaires, that's where they all are. And we've got some special guests coming to share with you what we are doing to tie in real estate with tokenization of real world assets. That's the second part of it. The first part is all about agent attraction and running a 300-person sales organization like Scott Lewis is running very successfully. Okay, guys? Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year if I don't see you. Elisa and Michael, Marissa and I'll see you tonight. Okay, bye-bye, guys.